We now welcome Halie Soifer, the CEO of the Jewish Democratic Council. She joins us from Pennsylvania. So you've heard us talking about this monumental day. Donald Trump is back. The handover from Democrats to Republican leadership is smooth. Your thoughts, your feelings right now, Halie?
Well, for many Americans, today is actually a dark day. Most 7 out of 10 Jewish Americans are grappling with the inauguration of a president who we didn't support and we don't trust because he directly threatens our values. Keep in mind, Donald Trump repeatedly promised to be a dictator on day one, and today is day one. And he's making good on his promise. He's issuing executive orders, preparing for mass deportations. He's rolling back environmental protections. He's consolidating his power over the executive branch. At the same time, we see President Biden providing Donald Trump with something that Trump refused to do 4 years ago, and that's the peaceful transfer of power. They're meeting now and riding to the Capitol together. And it demonstrates why we as Jews have been so proud to support President Biden. He has stood with Israel, he's stood with the Jewish community, and he has defended our democracy and our freedoms. And the same cannot be said about Donald Trump. We know Trump's agenda is predicated on revenge and retribution, and that's why just a few hours ago, President Biden issued pardons for the whole January 6th committee, bipartisan committee, General Milley, Dr. Fauci, because they shouldn't be the subject of politically motivated prosecution. And this is the kind of presidency that we're preparing for.
So many questions are up in the air about what will unfold in the next 4 years, but I'd like to get more of your take on this legacy that President Joe Biden is leaving. Of course, a political career of 5 decades. Talk to us about your sense of what he is feeling right now and the message he is leaving for the United States.
Well, it has been a lifetime of service. And as president, he has a strong record of delivering for the American people. During his presidency, we emerged from the pandemic. He created a record number of jobs. We've reached the lowest average unemployment in 50 years, and he has a lot of legislative accomplishments: the Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, the first major gun safety bill in 30 years. And as Jewish Americans, we're particularly grateful for his legacy of support of our community, the historic effort to counter anti-Semitism, and his historic support of Israel. During Joe Biden's time in the White House, he provided Israel with more military support than any president in U.S. history. This is more than $10 billion in military aid to Israel since October 7th. He ordered the U.S. military to intervene twice to thwart a direct Iranian attack, and he worked tirelessly to ensure the release of hostages. And we were so grateful to see the result of that with Romy and Daron and Emily returned yesterday, and we eagerly await the return of the other 30 and then all of the hostages. So we're grateful for his legacy of support of our community and of our country and fundamentally of our democracy throughout his 50-plus years in public service.
And that said, there are many in this part of the region who suggest that it's Donald Trump who got this deal over the finish line, so to speak, in terms of the timing, saying all hell would break loose if it didn't happen before, literally today, the 20th of January. Also criticism that Joe Biden had withheld some weapons as well. So much divisive viewing and opinions on exactly what this legacy means. I'd like your take on what you feel Donald Trump would mean for relations between Israel and the United States, briefly, please.
Well, as we know, this deal was many months in the making by the Biden administration. The contours of the hostage release deal were the same as President Biden outlined in May. But President Biden made a point of bringing in incoming President Trump into the conversations to bring this over the finish line. And if having Donald Trump added pressure in the 11th hour to help finalize the deal, then that's something we welcome and applaud. But support of Israel and the return of the hostages should not be viewed through a partisan lens.
Right.
It's not about credit. And we can only hope that Donald Trump will be as supportive of Israel and will not view Israel through a partisan lens, just as Joe Biden did.
Halie Soifer, appreciate your insights. Thank you for joining us on this momentous day in the United States, live from Pennsylvania. Thank you so much.
Thank you.